Good morning. Okay, so this week's writing assignment is a persuasive essay about whether or not it's a good idea to have a raccoon for a pet. It's always been kind of a dream of mine to have a raccoon as a pet, but it might not be a great idea. So first of all, let's think about what you should have with you right now. And if you don't have it, go grab it, pause the video, then go grab it and come back. Hopefully you have the 3 articles that I sent you here, and then also the writing plan that I sent you, and then your writer's notebook or just some paper so you can make a pro and con list, okay? If you weren't able to print those out or something, that's okay. I'm gonna read everything to you, all right? If you wanna go grab those, pause the video and then come back. All right. I am going to start off by just reading the articles, and as I go along, I'm going to be thinking about pros and cons. So I'm not going to pause and let you write. You can always just pause the video while you write, okay? So the first one I'm going to read is Pet Raccoons, Good Idea or Total Disaster? Let's read. First of all, those pictures. Okay, one look at their little masked faces and there is no doubt about it. Raccoons are adorable. Yes, they are. But while these wily creatures are certainly cute and cuddly looking, they're not exactly the easiest pets in the world. While enthusiasts and wildlife rehabbers will tell you they are fascinating and loving companions, keeping raccoons as a pet is rare for a reason. There's a lot to think about before deciding to bring a raccoon into your home. Are raccoons legal in your area? In many areas, keeping a raccoon as a pet is illegal. Check your state and your county laws. Even if your state allows you to keep a raccoon, your city might not. If they are permitted where you live, the best way to get a pet raccoon is through an established breeder. Raccoons bred and raised in a home with humans can bond more easily and adjust faster to life as domestic animals. Okay, so a lot of this so far is more just information about having a raccoon as a pet, but there's a few things in here that could fall into a pro or con category. So the first thing that I added to my pro column was that they are fascinating and loving companions. And then, well, let's keep reading for now. Raccoons as pets. Look at those little guys. Oh my God. Raccoons can be very affectionate. You could add that to pro if you think. They can become very attached to their owners and spend long periods of time snuggling. However, if they are afraid or become angry, they can and will bite. There have also been accounts of wild baby raccoons or young raccoons being good pets, but adult raccoons becoming mean. Raccoons are very independent and still have wild instincts. There will be days when they want to play and cuddle all the time, and others when they want to retreat to their own space. Because of that, they usually need a full room inside that is entirely theirs. I need my own room. They need plenty of toys to keep them occupied, bedding, and things to climb on and explore. If they are not given enough space to roam and enough toys to play with, they can become very destructive and inquisitive, getting into places you wouldn't expect and causing damage. Okay, let's add some things to our pro and con list here. All that stuff about them bonding and snuggling, I think are definite pros, right? So add something about that in your pros column. What I would add to the cons column is that they can be illegal, and they are wild animals. They're biters, and they can be very destructive and unpredictable. So maybe pause the video and take a minute to add some things to your lists. Okay, next. Let's see. Okay, caring for a raccoon. Raccoons also need special care to keep them healthy within your home. They should eat a diet primarily made up of fresh vegetables and fruits, some chicken or fish, or high quality dog food. They don't want any cheap stuff. No cheap stuff. Should be used to supplement their diet. While they can be trained to use a litter box, if you irritate them, they will willfully punish you by having accidents around the home. Raccoons hold grudges. Okay, that's definitely something for the con column, right? I guess in the pro column, you could say that you can house train them, but in the con column, you can say if they're mad, they're gonna poop on your stuff. All right, raccoons can learn their name and other commands. Pro, but because they are very clever, they can be picky about when they want to obey. Con. Pause and add those to your list. In captivity, raccoons can live to 10 to 15 years old. They do require some veterinarian care, and it can be difficult to find a doctor willing to see a raccoon since they aren't common pets. So a lot of vets don't know how to treat raccoons because it doesn't happen that often, right? So that could be a con. You will typically have to look for an exotic or wild animal vet. Your raccoon will also have to be vaccinated for rabies and canine distemper. Raccoons can be loving and sweet pets, but they require a great deal of work and maintenance, as they are still wild animals. They are not the kind of domestic pets you can leave alone for very long. When they get bored, your house can be destroyed in your absence. The best thing you can do is to research raccoons' needs and behaviors thoroughly before bringing one home. If you're considering raccoon ownership, make sure that all of your family members are on board with the commitment and the ways that having a raccoon in your home can change your life. Okay, so pause this if you need to. Add some things that are cons there. Hard to find a vet is a con. Leaving them alone for any long period of time at all, you're really risking getting your home damaged. So think about those things and pause if you need to. The next article that we are going to read will be this one here. Starts out with by Dr. Becker. Okay. Because they are so cute and precocious, many people wonder if raccoons make good pets. My answer is always, in a word, no. Okay, so this article is going to be full of cons. Raccoons are wild animals. It's unethical and illegal to capture a healthy wild animal and force it to live out the rest of its life in confinement for any reason. Gosh, when you put it that way, right? You could add that to your con list. Let's see. Licensed wildlife rehabilitators are trained to care for sick or injured raccoons until they can be returned to the wild. Some rehabbed animals have permanent injuries that prevent them from surviving in the wild. Rehab facilities or wildlife educators can apply for special permits that allow them to provide care for these animals for the rest of their lives. 10 reasons raccoons don't make good pets. 1, raccoons are wild animals, not pets. And even tamed, are extremely high maintenance and require an experienced, knowledgeable guardian. Number 2, it's illegal in certain states to keep raccoons as pets. Number 3, housing a raccoon can be a huge challenge. Allowing him to the run of your house isn't safe as the little fellow is very destructive to belongings, including door moldings and furniture, and unpredictable around both humans and pets. But locking a raccoon in a cage, a bedroom, or other confined space is simply caging a wild animal, which is inhumane. Maybe pause here and add some of these things to your con list, right? They're wild animals. They're not supposed to be pets. It's illegal in a lot of places, and housing them can be a huge challenge. They can be really destructive. Now, some of this is a little bit repetitive from the other article that we wrote. If you already wrote some of this down from the previous article, you don't have to write it again, okay? Let's see. Number 4, raccoons aren't easily house trained. So unless you can train her to use a litter box somewhat consistently, or convince her to walk on a leash, the raccoon will be going to the bathroom all over your house. That's a con. Okay, number 5, raccoons are notorious biters. They will bite family members, family pets, and visitors, and their pets. That's definitely a con. Number 6, many veterinarians have little or no experience treating raccoons, so finding health care for a sick raccoon could be challenging. Here's a con. We definitely already wrote that one down from the last article, but okay, let's see. Raccoons can also carry zoonotic and other infectious diseases, including rabies, that pose a threat to you, your family, and other pets. Number 7, if you need or want to take a trip away from home, finding a raccoon sitter can be very difficult. I've never seen an ad for a raccoon sitter. Okay, let's see. Number 8, raccoons are master thieves. Pranks. That's why they're called masked bandits. Those adorable little human-like fingers on his front paws are quite capable of breaking into virtually any locked, latched spot in your home. They're not just for eating grapes. Number 9, a pet raccoon requires lots of your time, attention, and supervision for 10 or 15 years, which is the normal lifespan of a raccoon. And number 10, raccoons act out when they're unhappy and hormonal. Their natural instinct is to bite when they're angry, frustrated, or stressed. Pranks. So, lots of cons. Pause if you want and add some of these to the con side of your list. And then we'll go on to the next article. And this one is called The Pros and Cons of Owning a Raccoon as a Pet. Looks like this. Okay, a few facts. So this first section is less about is it good or bad and just more background information. There are some facts about raccoons you may want to know. One is that in some states, it's illegal to own one. So you need to check your state and county laws. Plus, even if your state allows a raccoon as a pet, some city ordinances won't permit it. Even if the raccoon you bring home is bought through an established breeder, they will still have wild instincts and be very independent. One day, he might want to play, and other days, he doesn't want to be bothered. Don't bother me. Raccoons need a space which they can claim as theirs, so their own room is the perfect solution. In that room, there need to be toys, things to climb on, and bedding. You can't leave a raccoon alone for long periods of time because when they become bored, that's when the destruction can start. For food, raccoons need to eat fresh fruit and vegetables, plus adding some chicken, fish, or dog food of high quality will round out and supplement his diet. Didn't say anything in there about cheeseburgers. Also, a raccoon that is raised in captivity can live 10 to 15 years, so owning one is a commitment. Look at that little guy. What? Okay, pros of raccoon ownership. There are some pros to owning a raccoon besides owning an exotic pet. Many people like the thought of owning an animal which isn't considered a common pet. Some of the pros are: raccoons are smart, funny to watch, unique looking, and playful. Okay. Number 2, when a raccoon is young, it can be amicable and will play and run around like a cat or dog. Number 2.5, they look really cute when they're eating grapes. Number 3, it's entertaining to watch them wash their food before they eat it. Number 4, they can use their paws just like hands and can open an assortment of items. That could also go in the con. Number 5, they can be very affectionate, become attached to their owner, and enjoy periods of snuggling. Cons of raccoon ownership. Unfortunately, the cons outweigh the pros of raccoon ownership. So, think seriously about the cons before purchasing a raccoon as a pet. Number 1, raccoons aren't easy to house train. A raccoon can be trained to use a litter box or walk outside, but if they become angry with you, they'll be doing their business around the areas of your home. Number 2, raccoons bite. Number 3, it's extremely difficult to find a vet who treats exotic animals. Plus, you need to prove you haven't illegally obtained the animal. So you'll need some kind of proof. If you purchase one like from a breeder or something, you need to be able to prove it. Number 4, once your raccoon reaches maturity, it will become difficult to keep him anywhere but in a cage, unless it's spayed or neutered. If you are considering a raccoon as a pet, thoroughly research all about the pros and cons before considering bringing one home. Okay, pause and add to your pros and cons list. And in the next video, I will talk about writing your introductory paragraph. And if you look at your plan for this essay, you'll see that paragraph 1, your introduction, this is where you're going to let the reader know what your topic is. You're going to tell the reader what you did to learn about it. That's that establishing credibility part. So in this case, you read 3 articles. And then you're going to tell the reader your opinion. So it's a good idea to have a raccoon as a pet, or it's not a good idea to have a raccoon as a pet. All right, so think about that. I always find when I'm writing a persuasive essay that it's best to take the side that you have the most concrete information for. So it kind of looks like it's not a great idea to have a raccoon as a pet, as cute as it might be. All right, think about that. Check out the next video when you're ready, and I'll see you later. Bye.